Eclipses are pretty universally seen as life-sucking malefic omens in the astrological magical community, but those practitioners of witchcraft and other modalities may not know this or know why. So if you're excited to dive into quick, easy explanation of why eclipses aren't the time for magic, make sure that you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you are always up to date with what the stars have in store for you. Hi, I'm Maren. I am a professional astrologer, author, and witch proudly out of the broom closet. I combine traditional Hellenistic astrological techniques with modern psychological counseling dynamics in order to provide grounded spiritual guidance to my clients, even though this video is more about the astronomy in terms of the implications for witchcraft, so a little bit divergent, but we'll get right into it. So in astrology, we are always looking at the correlation between celestial alignments and earthly events. You can watch my astro-philosophy videos on how astrology is a causal, not causal, it is signal. It is like the clock on the wall. It's reflecting things, not making them happen. And that directly ties into like the concept of this video as well. So if you want to watch those, link down below. In astrology in general, the sun and the moon are the luminaries, the light givers. The luminaries symbolize things coming to light in our lives, with the mental idea of the sun illuminating and lightening us, and the physical idea of the moon reflecting that into physical density and manifesting. The sun provides pure source energy through its direct rays, and the moon provides the physical approximations of that as it reflects it in our world. Therefore, alignments, including the moon, often indicate the cycle of our physical manifestations as they're birthed, as they develop and culminate, and then as they leave. The moon is the fastest, most phase-changing mover in our sky. Therefore, it's directly related to the process of ever-changing manifestation, whether intentionally or unintentionally in our lives. Generally, new moons symbolize things coming into being as the beginning of a cycle, while full moons symbolize the culmination of something or an event, symbolizing the peak before something dies down in a cycle. An eclipse is when, at either of these 2 points in the cycle, the light of the sun and or the moon is obscured by a third body coming in that alignment, namely the Earth. And an alignment of 3 celestial bodies is called a syzygy. I fucking love that word. Okay, back to the video. A solar eclipse, by the way, is always a new moon, so there's no need to say new moon solar eclipse because solar eclipse already tells you it's gonna be a new moon, just like how lunar eclipses are always full moons. So there's no need to say full moon lunar eclipse, it's redundant. Lunar eclipse already means it's gonna be a full moon. So during a solar eclipse, the moon is casting a shadow on the Earth to either partially or fully block the sun's light. The sun, the moon, and the Earth are aligned, and they're times of darkness during the daytime. They are pretty clear, like weird-ass scary days. During a lunar eclipse, the Earth is between the sun and the moon so that the sun's light cannot reach the moon and be reflected. This ends up having a blood red sky. Creepy as hell. These eclipses happen on the ecliptic, which is the sun's orbital path, symbolized by Rahu and KETU, the north and south nodes of the moon, respectively. Rahu, the north node, is also known as the head of the dragon, whereas KETU, the south node, is known as the tail of the dragon. This conceptualization of the nodes as Rahu and KETU come from an Indian myth, where the dragon of Rahu was a mortal. It wanted to become immortal, so it went to drink from the immortal nectar of the gods. After drinking it, it was punished and cut in half, but it was too late. It had already taken in that immortal nectar. And so as a punishment, the dragon was sliced in half, so that even though it's immortal, the head of the dragon and the tail of the dragon are ever separated. It is stomachless. It is insatiable. There is no body to the dragon. It is always hungry to eat and gain insatiably, yet it is never satisfied or grounded or able to keep things in. It's basically like shitting itself all the time through the south node. So also, anytime celestial bodies are ravaged by the sun's light in a new or a full moon, or when they are under the sun's beams, as I explain in my Why I Don't Practice New or Full Moon Magic video, anytime that a planet is ravaged by the sun's light, it is combust, it is assaulted, it is a direct, secretive obscuring of that planet's or that body's significations, and that's why I don't practice new or full moon magic on the exact day. It goes in line with hermetic, philosophical, golden non-magical principles that I follow pretty straightforwardly. Full videos down below. But if you do want a video on like tips and really simple, easy things that I do around new or full moons that are rituals, but they're based in like astrology, because I always say astrology is cupcake, ritual is icing, leave me a comment down below, because I can share like super easy, like I'm literally I'm the laziest fucking witch ever. I do like 99% of it in my head, and then occasionally I'll use an oil or like a little ceremony. So let me know down below if you want to hear my like hella low maintenance but really sharp moon rituals. So, like I said, eclipses are direct assaults to the sun and the moon's light. Their luminosity is shrouded and destroyed. With solar eclipses, the sun's light is destroyed. The new ideas that are coming into being are of a dark, destructive quality. Leaders are often thrown off of their pedestal, or metaphorically or literally killed, depending on like the particular alignment. For example, I was born under the eclipse of the Bill Clinton-Monica Lewinsky scandal. My energy of just like ravaging through life as a truth bearer and a whistleblower and bringing shit out just by breathing and not even trying and just provoking everyone and everything as I mind my own business is a good example of like, if you were to have a spawn human of an eclipse, like I'm a good example. And I'm really open about my obsession with leaving like a godlike legacy on the world as something that is debilitating. Like it's not this like thing that where it's like, oh, I'm so great and I am going to accomplish all this. It's more like, what is this voice inside my head that is ravaging me to want to have this insatiable impact? It's like an atomic bomb scale that is empowering a lot of the time what I'm doing. And even though I wouldn't wish it away because I get a lot of shit done because of it, it is a very different energy than like someone who is just, I don't know, aligned and like flowing through life. It is like ravaging, and that's why I like speak on this so heavily. On the other end, with lunar eclipses, the moon's light is being destroyed. The energy of manifestation is being sucked away, and a Harry Potter Dementor is a good example of this. Lunar eclipses are often like the people or larger systems or the collective structure is falling to ashes. Collective trends are crashing down. Like lunar eclipses with relating to the moon specifically more so than the sun. The sun relates more to rulers and like hierarchies, and the moon relates more to the greater people or like the body institution. And so lunar eclipses deal more with like the downfall of people structures. Therefore, like on an OG simple generalization level, eclipses are the ultimate life-sucking malefic indicator. They aren't bad. I never use the words bad or good to describe this shit that's so simplistic, but they're a wild ride. That's why they just aren't the time for rituals, intentions, manifesting, magic in general. And we are always manifesting. The process of manifestation is attracting whatever it is, the vibration that you're putting out. So whether that's intentional or not, we are always manifesting. It's just that these eclipse points are not the times for intentional manifestation. The eclipse is like an atomic bomb fueling us in a new direction that we need to trust that the collective is going to manifest. It's kind of like our personal practices during that time would be like lighting a match during an atomic bomb and hoping that like somehow we get a different outcome or that'll be helpful, or it's just kind of like categorically misguided. You're gonna get swept up in that fuel anyway, so just hold still, calm down, and chill. And like astro Twitter and like astrologers in general at large who are older are really chill with this. Like it's not like a disputed thing, but witch talk on TikTok freaks and comes for my neck anytime I'm just like, this is not the best time for that. Which is astounding, because it's like, if you're practicing based on astronomical symbolism, this is pretty straightforward. But I mean, I'm not making a comment on your practices. I'm not telling anyone what to do or not to do. I'm like putting out the astronomical rationale and informing those who might not be in the astrological magical tradition. And like if you're fine-tuned, you'll probably notice that around solar eclipses you feel a bit weird in the head, or like headaches and thoughts are a bit weird. And on lunar eclipses, your digestive system and like you might get the runs or something, you know what I mean? Like if you're fine-tuned, you'll notice that the body will speak during these times. Not because of the moon, but because astrology is a mirror for like their energy of reality. So no, I don't recommend that you do your moon water, your scripting, whatever your practices is, I don't recommend that you do them on the exact day of the eclipse. And if like someone's recommendation to chill for one day is that upsetting or triggering, I think that just speaks to like a larger question around your or one's relationship with practices, because like your craft is your craft. Like who cares what someone else is saying? What should be cared about is like how you are feeling triggered or how you are feeling forced based on someone's commentary of rationale. Like that speaks to a larger issue if one day of intentional non-manifestation is that upsetting. Like, okay. Especially don't create talismans or something that you want to be impactfully life-generating on like a long-term level. Charging something during this time is like laughably, like, no. Like my energy is a good example. I am not bad. I'm just the universal trigger. I think I'm also the universal donor. I think O negative is donor, right? So what do I recommend that you do during eclipses besides chill? Like I know that some people want to adjust their day to accommodate rather than harness the energy. And so like unless you're a very experienced practitioner, and I don't even feel comfortable doing this, looking to literally harm someone would be like the only fitting thing, or like literally excommunicate, terrorize, abhor someone. But if you like are doing something like that, you'll have to know full well that the scale of this will result in significant blowback. This is not just like a hex that you can kind of do to, you know, harm someone. This will be like, this will blow back in your face because of the atomic scale. So like literally I don't recommend it to anyone no matter how experienced you are. But I mean, if you're so experienced and you went to literally, I'm not even gonna go there. That's all I'm gonna say. Basically what I do recommend that you do is chant mantras. There are plenty of solar eclipse mantras. Look up Rahu mantra on YouTube, plenty of videos. Look up for lunar eclipses KETU mantras. You can find plenty of videos on YouTube. And depending on where the eclipses fall in your chart, you can be prepared for a massive surge of energy wherever the house of the north node is, and you can expect for a massive purge of energy around the house where the south node is transiting. In my forecasts, I always speak to this, so if you're not watching your monthly forecasts based on your rising sign, you can track those out. I'll link them down below so you can know like where these things fall in your chart. In summary though, just chill with the rituals and the magic for one day. My recommendation, I'm not telling you what to do, but I'm telling you the rationale of what a lot of people recommend that you do. Make sure that the moon has moved into the next sign for when you do want to practice, which is like 1 to 2 days later. So like if the eclipse is in Sagittarius, wait till the moon is in Capricorn, etc. if you do want to perform something ASAP. Again, this is not a personal attack on you. Like this is just like principles. It's not a comment on your craft. This is just a summary of astronomical principles that justify why we do the things we do. So besides that, make sure that you like, subscribe, do all the things, and leave me a comment down below based on your experiences. If you have any funny eclipse experiences, any comments or like thoughts that you have, I would love to hear it. Sending so much love, and I will see you in the next one.
But there is one thing